Hey, good morning. Welcome to Felixstowe Live's new little experiment with regular live videos. And this is called Strictly Local Live. What else could I call it? And it's an attempt to kind of do a local news summary 2 or 3 times a week. I'm not professional. I don't do this for a living. So let's be honest and say we're going to do the best we can. And I'm just going to check my equipment to make sure it's all doing what I want it to do, because that's what you have to do. There we go. That's working. And hopefully this is working too. Goodness me, yes it is. So we're off. And what are we going to do this morning? We're going to have a regular little moment where we say hello to people who happen to be seeing us. There's Brian over there in Harwich. We will be trying to do our best to cover some Harwich news and information, and also Shotley and kind of the places that are within relatively easy reach of us here in Felixstowe. It's quite important because we're all suffering from what I think is really a kind of decline in local news, if you like. So we're going to try and put that one back. What are we going to start with today? Well, I think we're going to start with the weather, because I like the idea of having some weather. We have always on Felixstowe Live done a bit of I don't know whether you'd call it a very good weather forecast. We've kind of done a weather forecast that I hope people have found interesting. I hope people have found useful. Let's just give you a bigger look at that. That's better. So you can see that today is looking like, I think, a fairly cloudy kind of day. A bit of a breeze, not too much, but probably not feeling too warm, because that breeze is a kind of northeasterly, and northeasterly in our area tends to give us a bit of a chill because it comes straight in off the North Sea. And of course, it also comes straight from another country that will remain nameless but begins with an R. Okay, so that's today's weather forecast on Felixstowe Live. We'll include this graphic on the page. We'll include that a bit later after the show. We'll put that on the page as a separate graphic so you can keep up with things. And okay, let's just get rid of that. Okay, so that's the weather forecast for today from the mighty BBC. What have we got here? Daniel Mayers, what did you have for breakfast this morning? Actually, Daniel, I had a bacon sandwich. I was going to have an egg and bacon sandwich, but I couldn't be bothered to do the egg as well. Why is my breakfast a topic of interest? It's because I publish it occasionally. There you go. And who else have we got out there? We've got Gundala coming to us from Germany. Good morning to you. There we go. Okay, what else have we got to say to you? I think there's a few things that I'd like to say to you this morning before we go too far. And one of those is if you want to join in the conversation, you are hugely welcome to do so. We've got a system that enables you to join in the program from a mobile phone, from a laptop, from a tablet, anything with a camera and microphone, and a decent internet connection. You can join in with the show and have a chat with us and see where the whole thing goes. Sorry about this, but I have to keep a check on a bit of software, to make sure it's working fine. Okay, what have we got on the program for this weekend? Now, don't forget, of course, this weekend is going to be quite a stunning weekend, actually, because we've got some things on that we haven't had on for a long time. And I think the key one, the one that people notice really absolutely the most, is this one. Let's just get this one up, if I can work out how to do it, of course. There we go. So Sunday, the 1st of May, we've got the famous, I think famous is the right word for it, the famous Felixstowe or Ipswich to Felixstowe Classic Vehicle Rally. And that's happening this coming Sunday, regardless of the weather, sun or, well, hopefully not rain, but sunshine, certainly we hope we're going to get. And we're going to enjoy that. I think everybody's going to be there. I'm certainly going to be there with the camera to have a stroll along, so I hope you can join me. I think we've always had historically a huge array of really interesting vehicles. And of course, as ever, it's a free event. You can get along there, have a wander around, have a chat with the owners. I love it, to be honest with you. I think it's a keynote in Felixstowe. We haven't had one for a while, and we deserve that pleasure of seeing all those cars brought down by a terrific load of car enthusiasts. Okay, so that is on Sunday. Sunday, we've got the Ipswich to Felixstowe Classic Car Rally. I think it's going to be great. And I gather that the event will start with vehicles arriving here probably from around 11:30ish. So if you're down near the prom near around 11:30ish, you should see them. We'll have more detail when we get more detail. We'll ask for a bit more detail about their arrival because they are coming down by a number of different routes, and I'm not entirely sure how those routes will work. But we'll ask the organisers if they can get us a bit more information where the first cars are going to land on the prom. See what happens. Okay, let's just take a look at my screen to see what's happening. I shall be a moment. No, that one's failed, such is life. I just have to keep up with what people are sending me, really. It's one of those things that happens, isn't it? Okay, let's get rid of that and get back to that. Okay, there we are again. Okay, you have to bear in mind, of course, on a show like this is a kind of one-man band, and we're doing the best we can, and we have to keep control of the whole system. It's not like a broadcast show where you have a production team, one or two people helping you if it's radio, or about 120 if it's TV. So this is just local news, and we are strictly local. Oh, who's that? That's Sarah Summerloo. Oh, hello. And hoping to move to Felixstowe very soon. Well, we hope to welcome you, and I hope you have a good idea to come down and enjoy yourself. Any HP with my breakfast? Absolutely not, Brian. No, sorry, don't do that. Let's get back to what's happening over the weekend. On Sunday, on Monday, the 2nd of May, we've got the Rotary Club's charity fun run on the Seafront. That's centred around the leisure centre on the Seafront, and what's happening then, we'll be starting about 11 o'clock. It's an hour of activity, lots of runners, we hope hundreds, and they're going to be some in costume, some in fancy dress, some having having a fantastic time. And I hope the population of Felixstowe and thereabouts will get there and shout their heads off to encourage them. Hopefully, people should have a grand time. I hope you'll come down and have a grand time too. So there you go. Let's just get myself straight. There we go. Let's kill something on my page that I didn't want. Okay, that's better. So if you like what we're doing this morning, give us a like, give us a love, tell us what you think about the show. I am very open to comments, improvements. If you want to make something to put in the show, if you actually want to be part of the show, then you're hugely welcome to do so. Just get in touch with us on the Felixstowe Live Facebook page. You can make a comment on this broadcast, if you like, on this Facebook post or on YouTube. You can do that, and we'll get in touch with you and invite you on the show. It'll be interesting to see what you have to say. Have to be a little bit brave, but I'm sure most people are. So there's the fun run on Monday, starting at 11. Be there early, give them plenty of encouragement, and let's hope they raise loads and loads of dosh. Okay, what's next? Let's see what else we've got on Saturday night. Saturday night, we've got the History of Rock show at the Spa Pavilion. It sounds like an excellent show, and hopefully it will sound like an excellent show at the Spa Pavilion. I hope you'll probably, well, no, I won't. Don't hope you'll probably. I hope you'll definitely enjoy it and get a lot of fun out of it if you go along. Shows these days are moderately expensive, but this one will give you a huge amount of different entertainment for your money. I'm just going to have a little throat wet. How could I live without Coca-Cola? I don't know. Okay, so let's move back to where we were. So we've got one interesting little item for you, which I thought we should actually bring up. And here we are. I don't know if I've actually included it. No, I haven't, but I'll try and do that in a minute. Let's go to this one and say, what have we got? Well, we've got Felixstowe Record Fair. This is one of the regular record fairs that are held in Felixstowe. This record fair is on Saturday. It runs from 9 till 4, and it's down at the Trinity Methodist Church Hall on the corner of Hamilton Road and Orwell Road. This is a regular event, and it's great for people who like CDs. It's great for people who like vinyl. Go down there, have a look at what's on. I have a problem because, oh no, I haven't. That's all right. Okay, so get down there, enjoy that, and have a good time. What we're going to mention to you now is this little thing. Now, you may remember, if you're a regular Felixstowe Live viewer, you may remember there's a big issue brought up by the Mayor about the camper van and motorhome parking down on Undercliff Road East. The Town Council is going to discuss this on the 4th of May, and I hope we'll hear back from them from what happens on this one, because I think it's a really interesting little story. There are quite a lot of camper vans get down there on a nice weekend, and personally the issue is not the camper vans. Personally, to me, the issue is that you get 20 or 30 turn up on the start of the holiday and they just simply stay there until the holiday's over. Doesn't give everybody a fair crack of the whip. And I think that maybe the Mayor is right. Mark Japson, the Mayor of Felixstowe, has said that he is concerned about it, and I think he's right to be concerned about it, and I hope that Felixstowe Town Council discuss it properly and then put forward some sensible recommendations to East Suffolk Council, who is our local planning authority, and to Suffolk County, who are our local roads authority, and try and get something done to actually give everybody a fair crack of the whip. Having the same 20 or 30 camper vans down there for the whole weekend, using it like a campsite, is not necessarily a good thing. Purely personally, I'd like to see these camper vans moved off at night, given somewhere to park overnight safely, no problem. But to give everybody a fair crack of the whip at having a day beside the seaside with the camper van or whatever, I don't mind. There you go. It's going to be an interesting one. We will report on it from Felixstowe Town Council and let you know what they come up with. Okay, so what am I going to say to you now? Well, I'm going to say to you that if you want to, you are hugely welcome to get involved in this show. You can say the things that you want to say. You can come online and actually put your face up on the box and say what you want to say. I'd be hugely pleased if you did. I like the idea very much. If you have a bit of news that you want to talk to people about, if you have a bit of information you'd like to talk to people about, I would love to hear from you. Let's try and see what else we've got here. So what have we got here? Interesting, yeah. Right, I see. We'll go and find out about that, Barbara, because I didn't know about any big holes in the side of a floodgate. I'm going to find out about that. If you know about it, send us a photograph. It will be interesting to see what you've got. Okay, thank you for that, Barbara. Your post will, of course, remain on the comments, so you'll be able to refer to that if you're interested in what Barbara has said and want to send us a photograph. I'd love to see a photograph of this. Please do send us one. Okay, what do you think of it so far? That's the question I've got to ask, because from my point of view, we need to know whether you think this is a worthwhile thing to do or not. You don't have to say, I like what you're doing. You can say, no, I don't like this at all. You can say what you like. Okay. Let's get back to my little program, if you like, and say, what have we got here? What else have we got here? Here's today's shipping movements. We've only got one ferry in and one ferry out. And we've got MSC Antigua turning up today at around 7 o'clock in the evening. So if you're a ship spotter, get out for that, maybe. That's not a very busy day for Felixstowe, but there you go. We have busy days, or they have busy days, and they have slow days. The ultra-large container ship, the brand new Ever Arm, is due to make her maiden call here on Sunday at around 7 o'clock. The time may change, do be aware, and we'll post when we have more news on when she's coming, or whether she's going to be late or whether she's going to be early. We'll do our best to keep you up to date on the arrival of the Ever Arm. That is Evergreen's latest ultra-large container ship. Another sea monster with a straight bow if you're interested in ships. There you go. Take a look at that one. And there we go. And we'll just do, what do we got? The tides. I think we need to do the tides. Have we done the tides? No, we haven't. Here they are. So the tides today. Low water has gone well past. It's high water at about 11:45 today, quarter to midday. Low water at 5:30, and then it's high water again at about midnight. Don't forget, it's around spring tides if you're interested in the tides, and if you're a sailor or a yachty or a swimmer or whatever you are, don't forget that the tides today are still spring tides, so that the flood and ebb tides zip along our bit of coast quite quickly. If you're swimming south when the tide is coming up, then it will help you to the extent of a couple of miles an hour sometimes. And if you're swimming south and the tide is ebbing, then you won't be going very far, I don't think. There you go. Okay, that's the spring. That's spring tides, and next week is neap tides, which means that the difference between high tide and low tide is at a minimum. So yeah, I do mean it. What do you think of the show so far? Is this the kind of thing you would like to see on a regular basis, 2 or 3 times a week, and maybe in other formats? I don't know. It's up to you to tell me. If you like it, I'd love to know. If you don't like it, I'd like to know that as well. Okay, what else have we got? Well, there's one other thing that I wanted to talk about that unfortunately I couldn't because I had to do some actual work yesterday, which is sad, isn't it? And that is a new use for the old Yours shop in the town centre, because there was a clip yesterday on Facebook, just having a little wander around it. But I think it's important that we know a bit more about what it is, what in fact this new shop is going to be. Not a shop at all, it's not a retail outlet. The old Yours shop is going to be a business centre effectively, or a business hub. People like the word hub, don't they? A business hub or a business centre in which freelance people can go and work, or small business people can go and work and do stuff and have access to facilities and information. It's not going to be a retail shop at all in any way, as far as we're aware. It's going to be really an office facility. And I have to tell you that from my point of view, this is more of what's going to happen. In our high street, there will be more different uses for shops other than retail, because what's actually happening, of course, in the world is that retail is incredibly going online. And so, in other words, people who want to go physically shopping, I guess they're going to have less and less choices in the high street. We've got barbers. We've now got a solicitor in the high street. We're going to have this business hub in the high street. So those will be premises that are not available for shops anyway. So what do you think? I don't know. I think the reality is that that's what shops are going to come into. Beyond that, we don't know. We don't know. We really do not know what's going to happen on the shopping front in Felixstowe, because, as I say, a number of shops are going to literally disappear and become something else. There you have it. Okay, what are we doing next? Well, we're not doing anything next. We'll have some more content up for you during the day. Let's see what else we've got on the comments. Mark Bright. Oh, right. Okay, Mark. Well, I'm sorry about that. I hope it is a great feature, and I hope people enjoy it and like it. I like doing it, which I guess is the reason why I do it. And I also think that it's quite important that we get more local news, because it enables you and me and everybody to think about the future, to make the right choices when we do an election and things like that, and to make choices that suit us at those points. There you have it. Let's see what we go from that one. And here's one for you. Do you think that a private minibus service from the pier up to the town centre would be a good idea? To be honest with you, Mark, yeah, I do. And I've always been in favour of having some form of, I don't know what we'd say, appropriate communication, physical communication between Lower Felixstowe, i.e. the seafront, and Upper Felixstowe, the town centre. We have had in the past criticism from coach arrivals who are dropped off at different places in Felixstowe. And I can remember having a comment from a lady years ago. I can remember having a comment, sorry about that. I can remember having a comment from some ladies years ago who were part of a coach party to Felixstowe. They came on their coach, and what happened in reality was that because one or two of them were not terribly able, they weren't able to come up to the town. And I've always thought we ought to have something in town. In the dim and distant past, I was in a lovely town in France where they had a similar situation. They built a kind of vertical lift or more angled lift, should I say, up the cliff face, and you could go up and down there free. And so people used it. It was very secure, it seemed. And oh, I see. Okay. There's an issue when we're having conversations like this. We ought to get Mark really onto a video, and we can talk about this in a bit more detail. But there you go. He thinks it's a good idea to encourage visitors to get up into town. So do I, Mark. Wonder what we can do about it. I think we ought to get in touch with our councillors and say this. Okay, I've kind of dried up at this point. We are very happy to have had the comments we've had. I'd like to get more likes and loves. Hopefully, if you like what we're doing, if you like it later in the day, give us a shout. I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to be involved in the show, give us a shout, because I'd love to hear from you. And the more the merrier on the show. I'm going to try and do one at least 2 or 3 times a week, and we may be able to do more. So there you have it. That's Strictly Local Live from Felixstowe Live. I hope you've found it interesting. Oh, we've got more on this one. I've got to just go back with this. How about a funicular? Yeah, a funicular would be a funicular railway. Yeah, would be excellent. I'd love it. I think it would be grand. What can we do about getting visitors between Upper and Lower Felixstowe? We'll have to find out. Okay, we'll ask some councillors that question and see where we go with that. I'm Chris. This is Felixstowe Live. I have to say thank you so much for watching this show this morning, if you have been. If you've got comments about what you would like to see, then please do get in touch with me. Let's just change. There we go. Let's just get rid of that and get rid of that and get rid of that. And okay, let's just see what else we've got here. And who else we got? Oh, we've got a little message from Ray, so we'll give him a shout as well. Don't forget, if you want to shout out on the show, just give me a little message, give me a shout, whatever yourselves. I'd love to hear from you. The more people that get involved, the better. The more we can discuss topics, the more we can get people on to talk about it. If our councillors, if our local, if you like the word bigwigs, like what we're doing, or if they don't like what we're doing and want to shout us down, they're welcome to come on the show. Okay, I'm now going because I'm totally exhausted. It's not really true, but it is time that I departed and said thank you so much for watching the show. I really enjoyed doing it. I hope you enjoy seeing it, and I hope you will come back to us really soon. We should be back with another edition of this show on Monday, hopefully. Really, hopefully, if we can. Oh, right. Good Lord. Let's give someone a shout. So that's Nick Barrett White. Get well sooner. I love it. Okay, don't forget, we're really just totally interactive. I can read what you send to me all the time. Send me a message. I'd love to hear from you. And in the meantime, I'm going to say it again. Thank you very much for getting in touch. All right. Okay. And I will come back with another little one, which is I'm going to just leave this for a second or two, and I'll come back to you. There's another event on. Okay, we're going to come back with another event on this, and we'll see. Let's just see how I can do this. One of the things about doing shows like this is that I find it literally fascinating, and we'll do what we can. So there is something on that I want to mention to you before I forget, because you know how it goes when you're my great age, you easily forget something. I heard from Debbie Bartlett this morning. I was in touch with Debbie, and Debbie was one of the organisers of Litter Free Felixstowe, and that's really an important thing to do. There is a litter pick this afternoon at 2:30 at the bottom of Convalescent Hill. If you'd like to be there, I'd be there if I were you 5 or 10 minutes early. We'll be there. Rob Dunger from Felixstowe Radio will be there. And so will Mark Murphy from Radio Suffolk. That's really good news. And so we're going to have a lot of people there who are going to be doing a litter pick. If you would like to come along to the bottom of Convalescent Hill about 2:20 or something like that, please do come along. You'll be able to meet Debbie. You'll be able to meet Mark and Rob and goodness heaven, for friend, you might be able to meet me as well if I can get myself there. So there you have it. Okay, let's just get back to that and say thank you very much for watching the show. I've enjoyed doing it. I'm Chris. This is Felixstowe Live, and good heavens, we'll be back. Oh, when I press the right button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again really soon. Take care now.